For this session, we will be having solving systems of equations using substitution method. Now let's begin. So these are the steps when you do use of substitution. Number 1, solve one equation for one variable. So for example, you need to have an equation. One of the equations must be, it's either y is equal to, x is equal to, a is equal to any variable. A variable equal to a certain expression. Okay? So take note of that. You need to have an equation having y is equal to or x is equal to in that format. Now next, substitute the expression from step number 1 into the other equation. Don't worry, we will go over that as we go on with the solving for our examples. Okay? Number 3, simplify and solve the equation. Number 4, substitute back into either the original equation to find the value of the other variable. Number 5, check the solution in both equations of the system. Okay, let's apply that over our example number 1. Diba, in our first step, we need to have solve one equation for one variable. Diba, you have noticed now that equation is already found in the given, right? And what equation is that? I heard someone said. Okay, so we will be having this one. I will be using this. Y is equal to 4x. So what are you going to do with that? So that will be step number 2. So from step number 1, that's equation number 1, kining y equals 4x, I will substitute that, since this is y, I will substitute 4x over y in the other equation, which is our second equation. That's what happened over here. So the y now becomes 4x because that is the value of y in our first equation. Do you get the second step, everyone? Okay, let's continue. Simplify and solve the equation. So what are you going to do with this? Diba, this is 7x. That's why this is 7x. That's equal to negative 21. And you divide both sides by 7 to cancel out 7 there. So negative 21 divided by 7, that's negative 3. So take note, we have now a value of x. The value of x is negative 3. Okay? Next, step number 4. Substitute back into the original. Now, it's easy. What's the value of x again? Negative 3. So using this one, I can use this as well. So if I'm going to use this, look at this one. This is easier. Y is equal to 4x. So this is now 4 times negative 3 because you have solved already the value of x, which is negative 3. And you will be getting negative 12 for that. Now using, sir, what if I'm going to use the other equation, sir? It's totally fine. Like for example, you have now substituted the negative there. So negative 3 times 3. Then that's negative 9. Transposing negative 9 to the other side. So this now becomes positive 9, right? And what is negative 21 plus 9? That's negative 12. It's the same value as the other equation. So it's either you will use this or you will use this. You will still get the same answer. Is step number 1 clear? Yeah. Yes, it's totally fine. If you will be using the shorter one, it's fine. It's still the same. Okay? No problem with that. Then step number 5, the solution to the system. Sir, how did you get negative 3, negative 12? What is the value of x that we solved a while ago? The value of x was, negative 3. The value of x was negative 3. And what's the value of y? So take note in writing your solution, x should come first, followed by the variable y. So take note of that. That cannot be interchanged. X should come first, followed by y. So that's why that's negative 3, negative 12. How do we check? Okay, let's do the checking. First equation, there you go. Substitute. The value of y is negative 12. The value of x is negative 3. Just substitute x and y over the first equation. So multiplying these two, you will get negative 12 for that. And that's totally right. Now, you don't say, sakto na akong solution. It's not. You will be checking the second equation now. Let's verify that. So we now have substitute x, that's negative 3. Y, that's negative 12. Multiply the two, you'll get negative 9. Plus negative 12, that's negative 21. And our solution is totally right. Okay? Now, without showing the steps. Okay, what if the steps wala gisuwat, wala gi-display? What are you going to do first here? Okay, so this now becomes 3x plus what? 4x, that is equal to negative 21. So 3x plus 4x, that's 7x, is equal to negative 21. Dividing both sides by 7, you're gonna have negative 3 for your x. Okay? Now, solving the variable y, I will be using equation number 1 because it's easier. 4x. So you substitute 4 times negative 3, and you will be getting negative 12 for your y. And what is our solution here? It's negative 3 and negative 12. Okay? And you know how to do the checking already. Okay? Is there a question about example number 1? Are there any questions? So everything is fine. Now let's have another example. Okay? Now what if you're given this? Y is equal to 2x minus 2. And the second equation, that's 2x plus 3y is equal to 10. So what are you going to do with this? So we now have substitute. Let me write it down para we will have guide. Substitute. This is equation 1. This is equation 2. Substitute 1, 2, 2. Right? Because you know that the value of y is 2x minus 2. So I'm going to substitute that over our second equation. So this becomes 2x plus 3 parenthesis 2x minus 2 is equal to 10. So take note, I got 2x here plus 3, the value of y, that's 2x minus 2 is equal to 10. Is this clear? Okay, now let's simplify. Let's do distributive property first. So distribute 3, that's 6x. Distribute 3 again, minus 6. That's equal to 10. Now transpose this, that becomes plus 6. So combining the two, you will get 8x for that. That's equal to 16. Dividing both sides by 8, what is the value of x? That's 2. Okay? Now, going back to our first equation, solve y. So we now have y is equal to 2x minus 2. Substitute 2 over x. So 2 times 2 minus 2, that is 4 minus 2. The value of y is simply 2. What's your solution here? 2 and 2. Let's just verify this mentally. Now take note, the value of y is 2. The value of x is 2. What's 2 times 2? 4 minus 2. 2. Therefore, it's correct for equation 1. For equation number 2, again, check you check it mentally lang. So 2 times x, that's 2 times 2. Then 3 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4. Plus 3 times 2 is 6. So 4 plus 6, that's 10. So which is right? So our solution is correct. That's 2 and 2. Questions about our second example? Ang checking is simple naman, awa ha. Ang checking is this. First equation, 2x minus 2. Pila may value sa y nga kung na-solve ganiha? 2. O, pila value sa x nga kung gisolve ganiha? O, 2 minus 2. Substitute lang. Then you bring down 2. What is 2 times 2? 4 minus 2. Then you have 2 is equal to 2, which is correct. The second equation, look at the second equation. 2x plus 3y is equal to 10. So you now have 2 times 2 because the value of x is 2. And we have 3 times 2 because y is 2 equals 10. This is 4 plus 6, that's equal to 10. So 10 is equal to 10. So see to it that in checking, they should be equal. Otherwise, if they are not equal, for example, you will arrive with 12 is equal to 10. Therefore, there is something wrong with your solution. Okay? Now, let's proceed. What if you are having this example? Is there an equation wherein there is x is equal to or y is equal to? No. So, that will be our second problem. Now, mo na to ang pangitaon. So, let's look for or let's solve the equation. So, in this case, I'm going to be using x plus 10 is equal, x plus y is equal to 10. Now, sir, why did you use the first equation? Because the first equation contains a variable that has x alone and y alone, and it's positive. So I will be making use of, you look for an equation that contains x nga walay number or y rapod siya walay number. And it should be positive. Now, I will be solving for y here. So I will be transposing x to the other side. So when you have this one, so I'm going to be transposing x to the other side, that becomes negative x. So this is now equation number 3. So take note, this is equation 1, this is equation 2, and we now have equation number 3. Sir, can I use I'm going to transpose y to the other side? It's totally fine. If you're going to solve for x, it's still the same. We will still get the same answer. Later on, in our second solution for this, I'm going to be showing you nga akong gisolve si x. Okay? Okay, let's continue. Step number 2. substitute now. So I will be substituting this one over y in the second equation. In the second equation. Now let's proceed. So that becomes, there you go. So take note, you need to have a parenthesis because the operation here is negative. Because we will distribute the negative sign later. That's simplify. You have noticed now, negative times negative is positive. Negative times positive is negative. Okay? And then you transpose this to the other side. That becomes positive 12. Positive 10, I mean. Okay? Positive 10. So that is now 6x minus, or 6x plus 12. Or 6x equals 12, I mean. Okay? Transpose that. That's plus 10. 6x plus 12. Dividing both sides by 6. So you will get how much for x? X is equal to 2. Okay? Now let's proceed. Substitute. You now have the value of, you know now the value of x. Take note, x is equal to 2. So you substitute that. Yes. Step number 2. Oh, what about this one? Oh, okay. So let's continue. This is now step number 3. And you will be getting x is equal to 2 for that. Okay? Next is substitute that in either equation 1 or 2. Now, it's easier if I'm going to be using equation number 1. Okay? But you can still use equation number 2. So the value of x, that's a while ago, we have solved that. That's positive 2. Transpose that to the other side. So now this becomes minus 2. So the value of y is simply 8. The solution is for a while, huh? For a while. Okay, the solution is 2, 8. Okay? Now let's make use of this. Let's verify. Let's do the checking. So we now have first equation. That's totally checked. 2 plus 8, that's 10. 10 equals 10. That's checked. Second equation. Substitute 2 and 8 there. So 5 times 2 minus y, that's 10 minus 8. That's 2 equals 2. Okay? Now, let's solve this one. But this time, I'm going to be having x plus y is equal to 10. This time I will transpose that. So x is equal to 10. This is now equation number 3. Y plus 10 is siya. This is y plus 10. Okay? Equation 1, equation 2. So take note, our equation number 3 is y plus 10. Negative. This is equation 3. Next, substitute this in our second equation. So what's our second equation, sir? It's 5x minus y is equal to 2. Asa man na ako i-substitute sa x or sa y? No. Look at what's the value here. What letter is this? Oh, you substitute that over x. with our previous examples, it was y is equal to y is equal to. That's why I substituted that over y. But if your equation now is x is equal to, then substitute that over x. Is that clear? Is this clear, section Ruby? So we now have 5 times negative y plus 10, that's minus y, is equal to 2. Or distribute this. This is negative 5y plus 50 minus y equals 2. So I'm going to be having transpose this. This becomes negative 50. So I now have negative 5y and negative y is negative 6y. That's equal to negative 48 because negative 2 minus 50 is negative 48. Dividing both sides by negative 6, what is the value of y? It's 8. Diba this was the value of y a while ago? Ganiha? So it's totally the same. So I'm going to be using the other equation now. X plus y is equal to 10. This time, x plus 8 equals 10 because the value of y that we have solved a while ago is 8. So transposing that minus 8, what's the value of x? That is positive 2. And what is our solution? 2, 8. X followed by y. Are there any questions? Asa gikuha ang 5? Given, naraay. 5x. 5. Katong 5 sa 5x. Okay na? Sige. Diba? As a half for a while. For a while. Okay. This one, no? Let's, not that. I'm gonna solve this again. Okay? Let's solve this again. Okay. Diba, the first step is solve for an equation. In this case, I'm gonna be having x is equal, no, not equal to, sorry for that, is half. Here's the eraser. Okay, let's continue. I'm gonna be using equation number 1. So I'm gonna be having x plus y is equal to 10. I will be transposing this to the other side because I need to have an equation such that the equation should be x is equal to or y is equal to. In this case, I want my equation to be x is equal to. That's why I will be transposing positive y. That becomes negative y plus 10. This is equation number 3. Equation 1, equation 2. Now take note, yes. Because I need to have an equation x is equal to or y is equal to. In our given, we don't have that one, di ba? Di ba? Ang step number 1, di ba? Ang step number 1, dapat na kay x is equal to or y is equal to nga equation. Mao man na ang step number 1 all the time. Nya, wala man tayong ana sa tong given. Mo nang mangita tagpaagi, pwede ang y. Ganiha, di ba? Ako nang gishow ganiha, awa ha? I'm gonna show you both, B. Now, look at this one. It's okay also, if ever, sir, if I'm gonna be using this one, sir. Like, I'll be having y is equal to negative x plus 10. It's totally fine. If you want to solve for x, if you want to solve for y, it's totally fine. Okay, pwede man ka mag-solve sa x dira, pwede sad ka mag-solve sa y din ha. So, bisag asaan ng duha, it's totally fine. If you want to solve for x, for equation 3, it's fine. If you want to solve for y for equation 3, it's fine. Is that clear now? Okay, let's continue ha. So, diri sa left side. So, I'm gonna be having, what's equation number 2? What is equation number 2? Let's write that down. I'm gonna be writing equation number 2 now. 5x minus y, that's equal to 2. That is equation number 2, diba? Now, what is the value of x in equation number 3? Negative y plus 10. So take note, in equation number 3, the value of x is negative y plus 10. So I will substitute that over here sa x. Substitute that sa x. Just like what I said, if this is y, substitute that over y. Since this is x, I will substitute that over x. So mo nang bring down 5. Pili value sa x na to. Negative y plus 10. Nya, bring down lang pud ni siyang negative y. I-bring down lang pud ng equals 2. Oh, questions sabi before we proceed. Questions. So again ha, gisubstitute rani nato ang negative y plus 10 diri ni x. Maunang nahimo ni siyang ang x nahimo ng negative y plus 10. Is that clear? Okay. Let's now distribute. So, mahimo ni siyang pila man na? Multiply. Negative 5y. Multiply. Plus 50. O bring down negative 5, negative y equals 2. And then, i-transpose ni nato, that becomes minus 50. So we now have negative 5y minus y is equal to 2 minus 50. Now, what is negative 5y minus y? Negative 6y. That is equal to negative 48. Or dividing both sides by negative 6. What is the value of y? 8. Oh, that's the value of y. Now, wala pa tamahuman kay naman tay variable x. So, baliko nato ang equation 1. So, ang equation 1 kay x plus y is equal to 10. I-substitute ni sa y. So, x plus 8 is equal to 10. Transpose that, mahimo ng minus 8. So, what's the value of x? 2. Positive. What's the solution? 2, 8. Oh. Tanawan ninyo ang pika. Sir, what if, sir, I'm gonna be using the other one, the right side? Will I get the same answer like 2 and 8? Oh, verify na to. So, we now have, asa ni nako i-substitute kini sa equation 2. So, we now have 5x minus y is equal to 2. Asa nga variable, x or y? Sa y, kay y man na, sa y na ako i-substitute kini siya. So, we now have 5x minus, o parenthesis, negative x plus 10 is equal to 2. So, ang y, giilisan na ako og negative x plus 10. O distribute. So, we now have 5x plus x minus 10 is equal to 2. Transpose this to the other side. This becomes plus 10. So what is 5x plus x? 6x. What about 2 plus 10? Dividing both sides by 6, what is x? 2. And that's the same as the value of x a while ago. 2. Diba? Sir, what about the value of y? Go back to your equation 1. X plus y equals 10. So you now have substitute this over x. 2 plus y is equal to 10. Transpose that minus 2. So y is equal to 8. So the solution is totally the same. Pwede ra jud kanang naa sa left side or naa sa right side inyong solution. Bisag asa anang duha, that's correct. Section B, are there any questions? Let's have more examples, okay? What if I will be using number 2 here? Let's solve number 2. Let's keep that. Let's solve number 2. Oops. Solve this na ato ning isolve. Okay. Okay, let's solve this one. Okay, this time. Di ba mangita tag variable alone? It's either variable x or variable y. In this case, it's variable a and b. So this time, asa man nga equation ang naay b alone or a alone? Equation number 2. Okay, equation 2, equation 1. So using equation number 2, that is 2a minus b equals 5. So this is transpose this because I want to have negative b is equal to negative 2a plus 5. Is this clear? Now, negative b man na siya. I want to have positive man. So, unsay buhaton na ako ani section B? Pwede multiply, pwede divide. I'll multiply everything by negative 1 or divide everything by negative 1. So, this becomes positive b now. That's equal to 2a minus 5. This is equation number 3. Now, asa gikan ang equation 3? Sa 1 or sa 2? Sa 2. So, I will substitute this now to number 1. So, make use of the other equation now. So, what's equation number 1? 2a minus 3b is equal to 7. Asa ni na ako i-substitute? Sa A or sa B? Sa B. So, I will substitute that over here. So, this is now 2a minus 3 times, what's the value of b? Okay, for a while. 2a, sorry. Okay, 2a minus 3 That's equal to 7. Oh, what are you going to do with this? You distribute negative 3. Distribute negative 3. Simplify. So 2a minus 6a plus 15. Distribute negative 3 to 2a, that's negative 6a. Negative 3 times negative 5, that's positive 15, equals 7. Transpose this to the other side, minus 15. So this is, what's 2a minus 6a? Negative 4. Negative 4a. What about 8 minus 15? Negative 8. Dividing both sides by negative 4, what is a? Positive 2. Okay? Now, balik ta. Solve na to si B. Yan ako'y shortcut ana section, Ruby. Why not gamito na kong number 3? Awang number 3. Pwede equation 1, number 2, or number 3. I'm gonna use number 3. 2a minus 5. Pili value sa a. Nas 2 minus 5. O, diretso na ta. 4 minus 5. What's the value of b? Sine negative 1. So we now have ang solution na ko AB. Therefore, this is 2, negative 1.